Good morning, everybody. Thumper Fishing. It is Monday, January 29th, I think. Of course, whenever I charge my watch, that's when I forget it. I think it's the 29th. Probably Tuesday, 30th when you're seeing this, but yeah. Anyway, so woke up this morning and I had planned to go surf fishing, but then I looked at the temperature and it was under 50 degrees. In Florida, that's a no-go. Under 50, shoot, under 60, you stay inside. So I ended up pulling the covers back up and going back to bed. But it's 52, 53. I think it might get to 60 today. We got out. I need to plan my week. I have a couple appointments I need to plan. I've got some new fishing spots that I want to do. So I want to figure out what days I want to go where, kind of plan it out. Another thing that some family recommended would be a good idea for my videos is, tagging certain locations. And then that gave me an idea that maybe once a week, twice a week, we'll go review new parks. And we'll review, the amenities it has, is the accessibility it has. Does it have any bonus features, like a bathroom or a shower? Does it have a boat ramp? Does it have a fishing dock? How clean is it? That's one thing when you go to a new area, you look at all the fishing spots. Well, I'd like to have a video playlist of all the parks, and then we'll just, over the year, just expand out. And so that's something that I want to think about. But I'm thinking, instead of sitting inside brainstorming, and I always write my stuff out, so I can kind of stick to it and a good reminder. So I'm thinking we'll head over to Port Canaveral. That's where we're going right now. We're headed to Port Canaveral. It is a really pretty morning. It's just cold. So we're bundled up like it's about to snow. And we're going to go watch the boats coming in and out of the port. And I'm thinking, I brought some big rigs today. And I got a bunch of cut bait that's just stinking up the freezer. I need to tap into that. So we're gonna get the big rods. We're gonna put on a big old piece of fish or big piece of meat, and we're gonna chuck that thing into the port in the deepest area we can find, and plan out our week and see if maybe we get something. I'm not gonna hold my breath, but I have heard in that deep channel in the port that there is some monsters lurking. So we'll probably fish for about 3 hours. I don't know if that's a long enough soak to really find a monster, but you never know. And you never know until you just at least cast something out. So we're gonna head down there. We're gonna cast out a line. I'm gonna plan out my week. If you guys have any recommendations for anything like that you want to see, or places you'd like me to check out, shoot me a message. You can go to my page. I got email links in there, or just comment on the page. That always helps the algorithm pump out my videos. If you comment, even if you just like the video. Alright, as you can guys see, it is not the prime conditions for fishing today. It is windy, it is cold. I don't know what that ship is over there. You got all the cruise ships that have come back over the weekend that are cleaning up, loading up, getting ready for the next group. But like I said, I just wanted to get out somewhere on the water. What do you guys want? I'm not giving you nothing. There's a little football team. Are you guys gonna jump me? Anyway, like I said, let's just chunk out a huge piece of bait. I'll figure out my battle plan for this week. We'll see what we can get. Anyway, let's see. Yeah, I think the audio on this one is gonna really suffer. I didn't really think the wind was gonna be this high because there was like no wind at home. And I wasn't really looking at the forecast before I left because I'm a dummy. But it is cold, it is windy. Hopefully the audio comes out all right. I have a little wind muffler, but I never really use it because once you use the wind muffler, then it's not waterproof anymore, the GoPro. Like I said, we need to use some old cut bait. What if we just put this whole thing out there? That's what I'm talking about. What if, right? What if we did it? Should we do it? Do I got scissors in here? I do. Alright. I think maybe we'll cut off the tail of it. Alright, put that there. It's pretty windy, so I'm thinking we might need to put at least some kind of weight on this thing. Alright, stay tuned. We'll get this out there. Boy, I'm glad I didn't plan to do anything else. It's pretty miserable out. But we got that big piece of bait out there. Let's see what happens. You know, a big problem out here I had last time is I would chuck my cut bait out here and there's so many moray eels. There's so many moray eels in here, and what they do is they will just grab your bait and pull it into the rocks, and then so many people here, you'll think you're snagged. And everybody was snagging, I was snagging. I said, this makes no sense. So I ended up throwing my shark leader on, and yeah, I caught a moray eel. I'll put the link to that video in the description if you guys want to check it out. But yeah, so if you're fishing here at Port Canaveral on the rocks and you keep snagging, more than likely what you're getting is a moray eel taking you in the rocks. I mean, we're getting bumps on the shrimp, but it's so windy and choppy right now, I can't even figure out what's what. So look at that ship. What is that thing? I'm gonna have to look that up. I always think it's cool to figure out what the ships are, what they're named. That one is pretty dang cool. I've never seen that one in here. I wonder, I bet you he could run right over me with the kayak. You just go right under him. Needs a new paint job. What is that thing? Wouldn't that be crazy if that thing went over you in a kayak? That is a pretty cool looking ship. Oh, look. Dang it, it's over the rocks again. They're these little blennies. That's what I call them. See, what is that thing? They got our hook. See, I was snagged on the rocks. I've just lost both my rigs. Two rigs, and that's mostly because, like I said, the moray eels. I just lost a whole shark leader rig into the rock. So, and it's so windy you can't notice it. That usually if they're pulling your bait, you know, you want to try and set the hook or move it before they get it. But with it so windy, you can't really tell. So I'm going to try and hand do it here so I can feel something. Because you pretty much, you cannot let them get in the rocks. They will tie you in a freaking loop like a pretzel in those rocks. You know, sometimes there's those times where you go. Anyway, sometimes you go fishing and you realize, you know, I might as well have just stayed home. Yeah, that never happens to me either. Oh, if you watch my videos, you know that this dash cam thing loves to talk when I turn on record. It'll repeat the same thing, but then when I'm not recording, it won't say a dang thing. What the heck? Anyway, what I was saying was, do you ever think to yourself, man, I should have just stayed home because the conditions are just so bad, or there's tons of bait fish, or you're snagging? Yeah, me neither. It's still fun. But no, in reality, the conditions horrible. The wind is nice and cold, and it's just not stopping. And like I said, fishing on these rocks is already difficult because you have a million different things pulling you into the rocks. Unfortunately, I lost like 3 or 4 rigs already, including my heavy-duty shark rig with a steel leader and all that stuff. So, you know, I just threw some money in the river. But hey, that's fishing. So yeah, I think I'm gonna call it. Instead of losing more, we're gonna hit up the tackle shop, get some replacement stuff. And then I'm thinking maybe I'll hit up a couple spots on my way home, just because that kind of sucked. I was really hoping for something a little bit, yeah, how about you get out of the road? Does this girl not know how to ride a bike? 4 years old. Anyway, I digress. Alright, so we're gonna have the bait shop. Maybe I'll hit up a couple spots on the way back, but like I said, conditions are pretty miserable, Florida standards, and nothing but little nuisance fish are biting. But yeah, we'll see. Alright, we're gonna hit up Sunrise Bait Shop over here at Port Canaveral. Stock up on some fresh bait for later this week. Looks like the Allures of the Sea is getting ready to departure. Oh, I got a rock wall up there. That's pretty cool. Anyway, this is a pretty cool tackle shop. They got some good apparel too in here. This is my driveway. Can you move? Why he was chilling in my driveway. Houston, we have a problem. Well, one of the reasons why I tell you guys to take care of your stuff, make sure you clean it after every trip, inspect it. Guess what we found? Well, I heard something a little off on my trailer. Not a grinding, but just a, you know, a little, I don't know. It was a weird sound. So what do? When I cleaned the trailer and I was washing all the salt water off of it, what I decided to do was jack it up, spin the wheels, check the play, and I had way too much play. You know, you should get a slight little wobble in those hubs, but this was way too much. So jacked it up, took off the one wheel, wanted to inspect the bearings, and it was fine on that one. And I went to the other side, and it was completely rusted. The whole back bearing failed. It's completely rusted. Took it off, and unfortunately the inner part of the bearing, which is called the racer, I believe, is completely seized to the axle. So now I've been torching it, heating it, hammering it, trying to break it free. But glass half full, everybody. Because I check my stuff and I inspect it and clean it all the time, I was able to figure this out at home. So now I can fix it as I need. I'm not stuck somewhere on the side of the road, or I didn't damage my trailer, I didn't get into an accident. It's something that I noticed there was a problem, something's not going right, or as I'm cleaning it and inspecting everything, I notice something's up. You look into it. This is how you avoid problems down the road, just taking care of your stuff. But unfortunately now we need to fix that. So tomorrow, instead of taking the kayak out like I had hoped, we'll be going to the trailer shop and grabbing some parts, and hopefully we can get that piece broken free. So there's a little clip real quick of what's in store for us tomorrow.
The wife is recommending that we try and freeze it, so she's going to help me do that tomorrow. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Sorry it wasn't action-packed, and I'm not sure what tomorrow will bring. Maybe we'll get a fishing in a little bit before we go to the trailer shop, but tomorrow might be just getting the trailer ready. I had hoped to take the kayak out and go fill up the cooler with some sheep's head, but unfortunately, responsibilities say, hey, time to work on the trailer again. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Stay tuned, and I'll catch you on the trailer tomorrow. Tight lines. Peace.